PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 generation brought with it the concept of DLC. This isn't something new that was implemented into gaming, as we saw that it existed in the PC sphere before, but for a console experience, it was brand new. Leading into the 8th console generation, DLC hasn't gone anywhere, yet it's expanded and evolved into numerous different forms. With the introduction of games as a service, the dawn of limited time events began. For today's countdown, we are listing the 10 best DLCs, events, limited time matches, or other traditional expansions to come out of this console generation. For this list, we are only accepting one entry per game per franchise. With that being said, let's get to the games. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit was a bite-sized experience with a lot of heart, meant to be a way for Don't Nod to showcase the improved visuals for the upcoming Life is Strange 2, along with acting as a prequel to the game. At its core, it's an endearing story about a young boy named Chris who dreams of becoming a superhero. As the hour-and-a-half experience unravels, you see the irony of Chris's longing for heroic abilities, and the fact that he's existing in a world where people actually have superpowers like to rewind time or telekinesis. It's told together in an experience you can get through in one sitting, and it hits on very dark themes through the lens of a young boy. It acts as a great way to tee up fans interested in Life is Strange 2, and The Awesome Adventure of Captain Spirit is a great DLC you won't want to miss. Overwatch was one of the generation's best in terms of multiplayer shooters, and its events were no different. But the one that stands out most to us is the Halloween event. This multi-week spanning event featured 3 main components that kept fans coming back and set the bar for seasonal events in gaming this generation. Weekly challenges allowed the player to earn different Halloween-themed sprays, icons, but most importantly, skins. Another pillar was the release of Junkenstein's Revenge, an action-packed co-op brawl mode that paired you up with 3 other players to defend Adler's Brunn from a variety of enemy types. And of course, they stuffed the loot boxes with tons of high-quality skins to make your character fit for the holiday. Horizon Zero Dawn was a landmark release for the PlayStation 4 in 2017. Not only did the year have 3 very large launches of exclusive games, but it had the continuation of Guerrilla's brand new IP, Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. The expansion takes place right in the middle of the Horizon Zero Dawn main campaign, offering more context to the narrative players grew to adore. The Frozen Wilds takes players to a snowy environment with an active volcano, as well as making photo mode even more useful. The stakes definitely feel lower, being that the story takes place before the game's conclusion, but it offers a side story that is worth a playthrough, and above all else, more machines to hunt and destroy. Horizon Zero Dawn was praised for its combat and need to utilize your entire arsenal, and the Frozen Wilds gives you more content to do just that in a gorgeous new biome. Ever since the last-gen release of Batman Arkham City, rumors were swirling and fans were speculating that Rocksteady would eventually develop a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Fans dreamed of what a TMNT game made with the same TLC as the Batman Arkham games would be like, but more specifically, we wondered how they would look. When the Turtles came and crashed the party of Injustice 2, we got just a hint of what that alternate vision of reality could have been. Adding all 4 Turtles as playable characters in the Injustice 2 fighting game, we got an amazing rendition of the characters that really brought to life some of their most iconic looks. And after sharing comic panels with Batman over the last decade, seeing the Turtles team up or take down Batman is a sight to behold. There may be nothing that Call of Duty fans love more than rumors, speculation, and hype. And after DLC 4 released for Black Ops 3, rumors were swirling that DLC 5 would feature remasters of old Zombies maps from previous Black Ops titles. DLC 5 became a meme among the community, however skeptics were proven wrong on May 16th when Zombie Chronicles released. DLC 5 was real, bringing remastered versions of Nachtar and Toten, Verrückt, Kino der Toten, Ascension, the best Zombies map according to one Joyclicks member. Not only were the maps fitted with higher resolution textures, but they also added the unique aspects that made Black Ops 3 Zombies so great. Zombie Chronicles went on to become the highest selling piece of DLC in the PlayStation Store history back in 2017, and although the title now goes to Fortnite V-Bucks, Zombie Chronicles was a DLC fans of the mode will never forget. It's hard to find a partnership in gaming that could even come close to topping the relationship that 90s Rareware and Nintendo had. Shipping a trilogy of Donkey Kong Country games, 2 games in the Banjo-Kazooie series, and of course Donkey Kong 64, as well as a variety of others, the company had a lot to offer Nintendo fans. However, after they were sold to Microsoft in the early 2000s, many Nintendo fans' hopes for a Banjo 3E we're left with Xbox. In 2019, we saw Banjo-Kazooie debut triumphantly in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. Not only is this a feel-good announcement, but it is also emblematic of the breaking of barriers we've seen this generation. Nintendo and Xbox are the closest they've ever been, with former Xbox exclusives releasing first on another platform via the Nintendo Switch. Now we can only hope that Banjo and Banjo-Tooie make their way to the new Nintendo platform. Marvel's Spider-Man is probably the best Spider-Man game to date. Insomniac Games captured the perfect feel of the web-slinger in his moves and nailed an earnest though somewhat safe story. With The City That Never Sleeps, Insomniac continues their take on Spider-Man in 3 DLC stories. What's most striking about The City That Never Sleeps is that each story builds upon the last. Each chapter isn't divorced from the events prior. Instead, one chapter flows seamlessly to the next. By the end, you have a DLC that progresses the story of the base game while also setting up the future of the franchise. The City DLC also builds upon characters from the main game in surprising ways that we never would have expected to see in a DLC. Black Cat, Silver Sable, Yuri Watanabe all get their time in the sun, and we even get some hints as to what Miles is doing before his upcoming standalone game. With such a great extension of an excellent game, The City That Never Sleeps proves that the future is bright for this franchise. Hitman is an underrated favorite among many of us here on Joyclicks, but one of the best aspects of this Hitman reboot that really encapsulates the current generation is the elusive targets. One shot, one opportunity to take down your hit, or they're gone forever. This limited time event debuted in Hitman 2016, but was perfected in Hitman 2, as players were tasked with killing Sean Bean, playing the Undying. We all know it's a meme that Sean Bean dies in every film he stars in, however, his role in Hitman 2 may be the best one yet. Playing a con artist that has faked his death multiple times and nobody knows how he keeps getting out of it, it's Agent 47's job to hunt him down and kill him for good. We've seen him die multiple times in multiple ways, so hopefully, the Undying can return for Hitman 3. Ever since its launch in 2014, Destiny has continued to build on its foundation, and The Taken King implemented a brand new foundation that has paved the way of the game to this day. While Destiny 2 marked a reset for the game, the bones of what was introduced with The Taken King cannot be overstated for their importance. Providing a more detailed story, implementing hotly requested features, bringing with it new subclasses, new weapons, and new abilities, The Taken King is what stands out to many when you think of classic Destiny for a reason. And seeing how far we've come, The Taken King is to thank. And now for some honorable mentions. By now, we've seen countless crossovers in Fortnite. Star Wars, John Wick, Travis Scott, and Batman have all left their mark on the game. Even Christopher Nolan let players watch one of his movies in the game, but one stands tall above the rest. In anticipation of one of the biggest blockbusters of all time, Thanos came to Fortnite. Players could wreak havoc in one of the best limited time events in gaming history. Playing as the Mad Titan was undoubtedly a blast, but it was this event that proved Fortnite was so much more than a battle royale. Thanos' introduction in Fortnite set a precedent of evolution for the game. It's no longer just a game, but a platform for creativity and collaboration. Limited time events now incite fervor for Marvel, Star Wars, and any other brand that wants to be a part of the biggest game. With the success of the Infinity Gauntlet event, Fortnite took its first steps in proving its everlasting mass appeal. There were many limited time events and many DLCs that were offered this generation, so if we did not list yours in the video, be sure to comment down below and let us know your picks. If you enjoyed the video or agreed with any of our picks, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, and if you're new to Joyclicks, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any lists in our road to next gen. You can join us at the end of this month as we count down the 30 to 21 best games of this generation, and then again midway through September where we count down the 10 best boss fights of this generation. And if you'd like to know more about the behind the scenes of these lists, our decision making processes, or would like to support the channel further, please consider going to patreon.com/joyclicks where you can see more about us and ways to get involved for just $1. But until then, we hope you continue walking the road to next gen with us.